Whew. Man, oh man, oh man. Here we are. We did it. They did it. Oh man. I'll wait a little bit. If you're watching this back, you can go ahead and go forward a little bit with if you're watching this back, you can just go ahead and skip forward a little bit. Man. All the feelings, all the emotions are coming right back to me. That was brutal. It was great. It was horrible. It was wonderful. It was everything. All of the above. I think the emotions are kind of finally sitting in. How finally we did it. We finally did it. Oh, I was not a believer. I did not think we were going to do it. Jason Sanders, man. Jason freaking Sanders. 3 field goals, 3 of 3. 37, 37, 50. I given up on Jason Sanders. My 5 things why last time I was saying Jason Sanders is done as the Dolphins kicker. We need to find a new kicker. We need to bring in competition in the offseason. He just had the most clutch performance of his career. Jason freaking Sanders, man. Skylar Thompson, 20 of 31, 162 yards, 152 yards. He didn't turn the ball over. I guess that's something we can say is Skylar Thompson did not throw any turnovers, did not throw any interceptions. He looked scared. He had some opportunities where he could have made a throw if he wanted to, but he was scared. He was never meant to be in this situation. So I kind of understand it. He was a 7th round rookie, 25 years old. There's a reason why he wasn't higher in the draft. He was never meant to be in this position, Skylar Thompson. So, the weight of the season on his shoulders, 20 of 31, 152 yards. We win the game. You shrug your shoulders. He was never meant to be here, and he got the job done. Ran the ball. Oh my gosh, we ran the ball with success. Holy crap, breaking news. Who would have thought? Miami Dolphins won the game by running the ball. Jeff Wilson, 72. Raheem Mostert, 71. Near even split. 4.5 yards a carry, 6.5 yards a carry. 162 yards. Savon Ahmed, very clutch second down rush. Very clutch second down rush there by Savon. 7-yard rush there. Gesicki was our leading receiver. I went into this game with the mentality that, you know what, Mike Gesicki's probably going to be gone. This is probably the last time we saw Mike Gesicki play in a Miami Dolphins jersey at Hard Rock Stadium. It's probably the last time I ever watched Mike Gesicki play for the Dolphins. And you know what? 4 catches, 46 yards, 11.5 yards per catch. I can accept it. I can accept Mike Gesicki. Basically, Mike Gesicki's farewell to the Dolphin fans. It's been an up and down path for Mike Gesicki as a Miami Dolphin. With Tua, it just doesn't look like it's clicking. With Mike McDaniel, it doesn't look like he's in the right system. It just doesn't look like it's meant to be for Mike Gesicki as a Miami Dolphin. But lead receiver on his way out of Hard Rock Stadium. Like I said, I'm just going to assume that's Gesicki's last ever game as a Dolphin in Hard Rock Stadium. I'm pretty sure it's his last ever game. But hey, a few clutch catches, that 32-yard reception, extending the field. I don't know what ended up happening on that drive. All I can ask for is a ticket. And I was so negative. I did not believe. I did not believe in the Miami Dolphins to win this football game. I did not believe going into it. I thought the Steelers were going to get the final wildcard spot. They nearly did. Buffalo did their job. I was fairly confident that Buffalo was going to win because they still had something to play for. Do you want to play the 7 seed, who is a Patriots team that's limping in, a Dolphins team that is certainly limping in, or a Steelers team that can't really move the ball that well. Do you want to play them, or do you want to play the Ravens with Lamar Jackson being back? They had something to play for today, and we saw it. Let's go Buffalo. Let's freaking go Buffalo. Who would have thought at the beginning of the season the Buffalo Bills would be the reason the Miami Dolphins got into the playoffs? Who would have thought? Nearly cried twice. Nearly cried twice. When Jason Sanders made the field goal, Haley is probably going to be walking through that door in a minute or so. She's showering right now. I just leaned over and hugged her. Almost the same exact reaction as when we beat Buffalo here in Miami. The relief that left the angst that left my body and the relief that entered. Now, obviously, there was still stuff to play for. There's still stuff that could have played out. The Bills, when Jason Sanders made that kick, I believe it was in the next couple minutes, Mac Jones threw an interception to essentially end the Patriots season. I didn't know that happened at the time when Jason Sanders made that kick. And then the game ends, and shout out to the workers at the Dolphins Stadium, whoever works in the technical area, because pretty much as soon as the game ended, they threw up the Patriots-Bills game, and we look up on the screen, and most of the people had already started to clear out. After the game ended, after the clock hit 0 and the safety happened, again, I hugged Haley. Probably nearly cried again. I don't remember. Maybe it was 3 times I nearly cried. But I don't really remember that. Kind of just sat there for a second. I tried pulling up the game on my phone, and the connection in the stadium was pretty bad, so I had trouble doing that. So after the kick went in, I sat there for like a minute, kind of taking it all in, and then we started to make our way down the stairs, and boom, right on the screen, Buffalo Bills have the ball, up 2 scores, 3 minutes left. It's been so painful being a Dolphins fan. It's been so incredibly difficult being a Dolphins fan. I've put so much love, so much affection, so much time into being a Dolphins fan. I mean, look what I'm doing here. Miami Dolphins Syndicate. I've had this channel now for a few months, me and Donovan. But it's truly been a rough ride. As a Dolphins fan, I've still yet to see a playoff win. Who knows? Maybe we'll see that this time around. I've seen this is going to be the 3rd playoff appearance total as a Miami Dolphins fan. And it's been a very rough ride. It's been a very rough ride. You guys know. You guys know how it's been. If you're here watching this stream, you know. You're a diehard Miami Dolphins fan, you know. It's been rough. We didn't win the Super Bowl, so I don't want... If we won the Super Bowl, I would cry like a baby. I've spent so much time, so much energy, so much of my love, so much money on this team. I've had season tickets now for 7 years. This is my 2nd year paying for it because now I have a seat for my girlfriend and I. I used to sit with my mom, and I wasn't paying for it then. But I've had season tickets for 7 years. I saw 1 playoff appearance, Ryan Tannehill, got us to the playoffs, 2016, 2017. I saw Miami Miracle. I've seen some great games. Philadelphia Eagles game, the year we tanked, fantastic game. Buffalo Bills game earlier this year, amazing game. I've seen some really outstanding games that I was proud to be a Dolphins fan, that I was happy that I was a Dolphins fan, but I've seen so much where it was the other way around. Green Bay, Christmas Day. My Tua jersey was off by the time I got out. I wasn't even out of the stadium. My Tua jersey was already off. I didn't know the concussion. I was just so pissed off that we lost that game. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to celebrate as a Dolphins fan. I sit there in the stands, and it's painful to me because I have such a hard time cheering. And it's not just as a Dolphins fan, but it definitely shows out worse as a Dolphins fan. I have a hard time celebrating. Especially when the stakes were so high like it was today, the anxiety was so strong today in that stadium. Every single time there was a play, one way or another, the entire stadium cheered or the entire stadium booed, except for me. It felt like everybody else was cheering or was booing. They saw it was a good play. The refs made a good call. Refs made a bad call. it was one emotion or the other to the extreme because everybody was on such thin edge, waiting for something to go wrong or waiting for something to go right. We were dying for Skylar Thompson to hit a bomb to Tyreek Hill for a touchdown. And we were crossing our fingers he didn't throw an interception. We were crossing our fingers Raheem Mostert didn't have another fumble. Every single play was on a knife's edge in that stadium today. I have never experienced that as a Dolphins fan. I've gone to nearly every single game over the last 7 years. What we experienced today, I have never experienced. Because while we're watching the game and obviously hoping the best for what's going on in the game, there's also obviously we can't control the game anyways, but there's things out of our control, our being the Miami Dolphins. There's things out of the Dolphins' control. Buffalo Bills have to win. And again, another thing, shout out to the Dolphins. They did not display the score of the Buffalo Bills New England Patriots game until our game was over. They didn't even display it on the little rotating thing, the display that wraps around the entire stadium. In each corner, most weeks, they have one corner that's dedicated to fantasy stats. They have one corner that's dedicated to the scores. They showed the scores. They had the Bears-Vikings game. They had the Ravens game. They had the Steelers game. They had every single game on going around that loop except for the Patriots and Bills game. And I'm sure that's something that was requested by the coach, like McDaniel. I'm sure that was something requested by other members of the team. Like, look, we have to win if we want any sort of shot. What happens in Buffalo, we can't control. We don't want the players scoreboard watching. I'm sure, fans are letting them know. Fans behind the bench are like, hey, Patriots are now losing by 2 scores. I'm sure there was ways that players may have found out, but they did everything they possibly could to keep the players from knowing what was going on in the game. And I 100% agree with that idea, that decision for them to do that. And here we are. It was not perfect. I've barely even talked about the game. Just my emotions. Steelers, hey, Steelers Nation, man. I thought y'all were gonna do it. I predicted the Steelers to make the playoffs. If you've watched my preview for the Dolphins game, if you watch on my other channel, Chege Productions, if you watch that and you saw how I was predicting out the playoffs, I thought the Steelers were going to make the playoffs, and the Steelers did their part. I just thought the Dolphins were going to lose. I thought the Patriots were going to lose. I thought the Dolphins were going to lose. I thought the Patriots were going to make the playoffs. The Steelers were going to make the playoffs. Y'all did everything you could at the end of the season. Tomlin, another winning season. Hey, I thought y'all were going to do it. You had a great end of the season. And as a Steelers fan, where y'all ended up with, I'd be very happy with, because you guys were 2-6 and you finished 9-8. We took care of Joe Flacco and got it done. Yes, I guess I've barely even talked about the game so far. So again, the game was on a knife's edge all day long. The Jets really didn't provide much anything. You did have to cheer on Joe Flacco, which I'm sure that was gut-wrenching for you. I'm sure that was absolutely gut-wrenching to root for Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco had 18 of 33, 149 yards. Again, him and Skylar had the same game. They did nothing without causing problems. I mean, Flacco, 54 QBR, 66 passer rating, 76 passer rating for Skylar Thompson. I mean, near identical. 149 yards, 152 yards. They played the same exact game. Skylar Thompson had like a rush. That's literally the only difference. Skylar Thompson rushed for 3 yards. There she is. Hi. Yes. Hi. That is Haley. She was at the game watching me in absolute agony. And I had my head in my hands the entire fourth quarter. It felt like. Our quarterback next week, I think it's going to be Tua. I hope it's going to be Tua. I don't want to see Skylar play a playoff game. I hope Tua's back. Because, again, it's Skylar and Flacco had the same exact game. They didn't make mistakes. They picked up like a couple first downs, and they would punt. It's over and over and over again. Neither team had a grip in the game. Like, the Dolphins clearly were the better team. Just watching the talent out there, we had more talent out there, but we had a third-string 25-year-old rookie quarterback who he was scared. Skylar Thompson was scared. He had throws he could have made, and he didn't. Jason Sanders, man, I've run that man through through the mud. What's up? I'm streaming right now.
What?
Yeah. My parents sold their tickets to the game.
We're gonna order.
What are you ordering?
I'll let you know.
Okay, just text her and we'll figure it out. At least we get to eat food.
Yes.
Oh man. Hopefully Tua's back next week. Yeah, just the game. Again, the game. Nothing separated the two teams for pretty much the entire game. Nothing. Shout out to Jason freaking Sanders. Gosh, man. I was so ready to ship him off, so ready to get him gone, and I would have been very happy to do so this time last week. Last 2 games, he missed field goals that if he would have hit, maybe we win those games against the Patriots and the Packers. 3 for 3 on his kicks. Clutch kick to win it. Now on to Buffalo. I've never rooted so hard for Buffalo my entire life. Yeah, but okay, Steelers Nation. Were you watching? Which game were you watching? Our game or your game? Definitely pay more attention to your game, I imagine. I genuinely thought the Steelers were gonna do it, and y'all did. Y'all did your part. Y'all won. Y'all beat the Browns. How does Sean Watson even play? Because I know he sucked for the first few weeks. He had a good week last week. How did Watson do? Huh? Deshaun Watson's playing now, yeah. Cue, my girlfriend gagging in the background. Let's see. Watson. 230, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He's getting a little better. He was terrible the first few weeks.
Good.
Oh, he was awful.
Good.
Yeah, I know. He's kind of returning to how he was. Yes, I agree. Nearly saw him in teal. He nearly sacked Watson 7 times. So what you're saying is you guys touched them a lot. Just saying. Kenny Pickett, 195. Now it's turning into a Steelers-Browns review. 195 yards, a touchdown. Najee. George Pickens, 3 catches, 72 yards, a touchdown. Okay, so y'all won the game exactly how I kind of would expect you to. A 1-yard touchdown, a 4-yard touchdown. 31-yard touchdown. Is that 31-yard touchdown to Pickens your longest touchdown of the season? Because I know for a while that your longest touchdown of the season was like an 8-yard touchdown. So Watson, 2 touchdowns. David Njoku, Nick Chubb. Hey, please keep hitting Watson. Y'all have the permission of the entire NFL. Does he? I wonder when Deshaun Watson is gonna get like the first roughing the passer called against him, because I'm sure he gets hit a little extra. Yeah, y'all did good. Hey, Steelers Nation, y'all did good. I really thought y'all were gonna do it. You did, and it's a young team. Like, you've lost so many veterans over the last few years. It's a really young team that y'all are building, and Mike Tomlin just finds a way to get it done. He's one of the last defensive-minded coaches that are still having a lot of success. And to go 9-8 with a rookie quarterback, you switch to 5 games in, 3, 4, 5 games in. Najee didn't have a very efficient season, but Najee's going to be good. I'm a big fan of Najee, but your offensive line, especially in the rushing attack, like your offensive line, I mean, I don't have to want to tell you. Your rushing attack is very bad. Najee just was never going to get the catches he had last year. He had 70-something catches last year. I mean, I had him in fantasy football. I loved it. I was a big Najee fan last year, but this year I didn't expect it to. Jeez. I'm all over the place with this review. On to Buffalo. And you know what? Of the 3 teams, if you would have asked me, we get to play either the Bengals, the Bills, or the Chiefs. Call me crazy, probably would have picked the Bills. Of the 3 teams, I probably would pick the Bills. Yeah, the MVP, Patrick Mahomes on the Chiefs, Travis Kelce. They've found a way to spread the ball out more and got the number 1 seed without Tyreek Hill. And then the Bengals, geez, I can only imagine Keon Crossan defending any of their 3 wide receivers. Keon Crossan guarding Jamar Chase would make me want to kill myself, because that man is hot garbage. And I imagine at some point he get lined up against Jamar Chase. But with Buffalo, we've played them very well twice. They pretty much beat us in every statistical category except the score first time around. And down here in Miami, we won. And then up in Buffalo, it was kind of flipped the script. We were the better team against Buffalo for the majority of that game. And Chili's? Okay. I'll be done soon.
No, we're gonna order now.
Okay, well, let me finish. Mom, let me finish up.
I know what you want.
Mom, I'll finish up. We'll finish up soon. I don't know if I want because I think I got rid of the chicken tenders. Yeah. I'm being urged to end this. So again, of all the teams to play against, I'd rather play against Buffalo. We've matched up against them very well. We nearly beat them twice. We outplayed them. We outplayed them the second time around, and we lost. We handled the weather. I'm not scared of Buffalo. Obviously, they're favored, and rightfully so. But of the three, I'd rather play Buffalo. So, hey, we'll see. We'll see, man. Crazy game. My anxiety was through the roof the entire game. But we did it. We made it. Playoffs, and that's all I can ask for. Third playoff appearance in my lifetime. Hope you all enjoyed it. If you haven't done so, please please subscribe. Thank you all for tuning into the stream. Tomorrow, I'll have 5 things we learned out, probably around 5 o'clock. Not sure what the recording schedule is going to look like this week as to what we're going to be putting out because playoff content is going to be a little bit different. But we'll be definitely make sure to have a lot of content out. Thank you all for tuning into the stream. Again, I'm being urged to finish this up so we can get food. So I'll comply. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all take it easy and subscribe in case I didn't already say that. I definitely said that, but bye.